Hello, everyone. It's almost 8:30. It's 8:26, but I just wanted to jump on and give everybody an opportunity to just jump on in. This is our check-in Facebook Live call. So super excited. So what I would like for you to do is while you're coming in, tell me where you're joining me from, give me your name, where you're from, and tell me how did you seize your day today? How did you win today so we can celebrate you? So we're going to take a few minutes because it's only 8:27 right now and we're scheduled for 8:30. So I know that I'm a few minutes early, but I just wanted to come on because I'm so super excited to get in and just to have a, as I like to call it, a forward moving conversation. This is the check-in call just to see how you are doing. So when you see me looking down, that's because I'm checking my Facebook page. I need to first connect to it. And I'm looking down, reading anything that you have posted. So as you're coming in, give us your name, tell us where you're joining from, and do me a big favor. Many times it comes on and it says Facebook user. If you give StreamYard permission, StreamYard, I can actually see your name. Your information will not be shared, but I can actually see your name. So if you would do that, that way I would know who the Facebook user is, right? And then if you still don't want it to know when you type in, just let me know who you are, and that would be perfectly fine as well. So come on in. Welcome everybody. And come on in and tell me where you are joining us from tonight. And how did you seize your day today? Right? How did you seize your day? So let me know how you seized your day. Let me know how you're doing. And then let's have a conversation. It's almost 8:30. We've got just a couple more minutes as people are coming in. So I'm so super excited. So take a few minutes and let me know what was great about your day today. How did you seize your day? You may even be thinking, well, I don't know if my day was great, but every day that we're alive is a blessing. Every day that we're here, we can find something to say, you know what? This is a positive. This is we have to train our brains. We have to train our brains, train our minds to always see things on the up level and not the down level. Well, it automatically immediately go to the negative. But if we can train our brains, then we can immediately go to the positive. So tell me, how did you seize your day today? How did you win? So there's a Facebook user, San Jose, California, started today as planned. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And Ashley is here from Brooklyn. And from San Jose, if you don't mind saying your name. Hi, Dr. Esther. God showed me I'm supported. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You are supported. So y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to turn my mic down here so I could go on Facebook and see who's talking to me. So come on in. Let me know where you're from, right? What state, what city? Alicia, hey, how are you? How are you? So good to see you. So good to see you. How's the weather there? So Alicia, guys, Alicia, right? Did I say that right? Alicia is from San Jose, like that song. Is that song? Do you know the way? Yeah, that's the song. Wilmington, Delaware. Tell me. And so again, when I'm looking at your name, I'm seeing Facebook user. However, if you give StreamYard permission, then they will allow me to see your name. Trust me, your information is not shared, but they will allow me to see your name. All right. So it would be great if I can see your name. That would be great. Right. So anyway, so tonight, is it 8:30 yet? Yep, it's 8:30, guys. So we're gonna get started. I want you to again, Alicia said, yeah. Alicia, thank you, said, yeah, it's hot here. It wasn't too bad here. We're on the East Coast. I don't know, in my part of the East Coast, it wasn't too bad at all, y'all. It's doing pretty good. Let's see. Facebook uses it. I seized my day by just taking time for myself for 2 hours without children, working on a longer time without them. I don't know who that is, but all right, 2 hours without children. Listen, sometimes I know that's needed, right? That's needed, especially when you have small kids. I said I love them, but I need some me time. When you need time away from your children, it doesn't mean that you don't love them at all. It just means that you need me time. When you can get away and have me time, then you become a better parent, whether you're a mother or a father, aunt, whatever it is. You just become foster parent, whatever it is. You become a better parent when you can take that time to feed yourself, to serve yourself. As Ashley, I don't know why it's coming up as I don't know why it's StreamYard sometimes can be so funny. So I don't know why either, but awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, and then what else? Who else said that they started the day as planned? So that's good. That's Alicia said that. And then someone else says, God showed me I'm supported. Yeah, God showed me I'm supported. Isn't that a great feeling when you absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are supported? That's a good feeling. So I want to make sure, let me see if I could get some other um some other people in here. And so I could actually see some names, y'all. That would be so great for me, right? And all right, so now today I want to talk a little bit about uh, checking in with yourself. And that's why I said, listen, we're just gonna check in, right? I've been gone, I've been traveling a lot, and I've been out of the country a couple of times, and it has really been phenomenal. I've met some great people, formed some wonderful relationships, and then strengthened some relationships that I already had. So it's just been absolutely beautiful. And then when I came back, my family came in from everywhere, and we just enjoyed each other. And so now that, I'm back again, and, I said, let me, I've been away from doing my lives because I've just been moving so quickly. And of course, when I do my lives, I really do like to add content. You know, I just don't want to get up there and just, chop it up. Although there's nothing wrong with that. It's fun doing that as well. But I do like to add, something so everybody can, if you're listening, whether you're looking at the replay, that you can get something from it to at least, something for you to say, something for you to ponder, or maybe something that you can actually put into your life. And so, when I do the lives, it's so important to me that I give, what I know that has worked for me. So I wanted to talk about a check-in, because and part of that is I wanted to check in with my community on how are you doing? How's it going for you? And when I say check in, I don't mean just, how are you doing physically? It's inclusive of everything, because we're speaking here of whole life. So I want to check in to see how are you doing emotionally? How are you doing mentally? Hey, Julietta. Hey, hey, hey. How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing physically? How are you doing nutritionally? How are you doing in your productivity? How are you doing in your communication? School in many states, schools have already began. Some, like where we are, they're beginning this week and then next week. And of course, universities have already started. And so university students are already back, and there's orientation, and then they're actually starting their classes. So this can be an overwhelming time and a very busy time, because we're still, all of us, we're still in the vacation mode from summer, right? If you're in the United States. Now, if you're out of the United States, it may be winter, and or it just may have another weather. Maybe you're not in the four seasons, and you could even be on a different school pattern. For example, in Italy, the month of August, all of Italy, I like to say all of Italy goes on a vacation. And so, and really a lot of Europe. So they're on a little bit different time frame when it comes to school. If you're in places like New Zealand, I think in New Zealand it's winter right now. So we're all in different places. And for me, that's just very indicative of how we're all also in different places in our lives. And so a check-in could really be, wherever you are, how are you doing? As we are preparing here in the United States to return to school, other countries may be preparing the same thing, or they're preparing for something very similar, or there's something's going on. And what happens is we get so busy, because we're many times we're trying to do a dance, between several activities that we want to make sure or ensure it goes well. And so many times when we do that, then we forget about ourselves and we forget to really check in with us, right? We forget to check in with ourselves. How am I doing? How am I feeling? Because truth be told, we really have to check in with ourselves first before we can even go out and check in with anyone else, right? And so, this call tonight is to remind you, to check in with yourself, check in and see how you are doing, right? How are you doing in all the tasks that's before you right now? How are you doing? How is it going? Right. And as you check in, if you see that it's not going very well, then this is the time for you to sit back, right? For you to sit back and see what is it that needs to change. So, there's some things, you could do your daily check-in. So for me, I have a daily routine. This is my daily check-in, and I'm pretty consistent in doing it. And I say pretty consistent because when I tend to travel a lot, I kind of fall off the wagon sometimes. Am I the only one that sometimes life gets you so busy that you can actually fall off the wagon in terms of your check-in, what you're doing? So what I'm going to share with you, just transparency. I'm going to be very transparent. Why? Because that's how we all learn from each other, right? And so part of my check-in was that I stopped drinking as much water because I just got so busy. And so while I was drinking water, it wasn't enough. So, this week I said, no, I've got to get back into my routine of drinking waters. Another piece of my check-in, which I do every morning, is I have to spend my time with God. That's just something I have to do. And so I've allotted my time and my schedule with him to say, no one really in my organization, no one really contacts me prior to 9 p.m. unless I have a meeting that I need to attend. Great, then it's before 9 p.m. It's whatever I need to do. But as a norm, if there's no meetings or anything else, they don't contact me until after 9 p.m. unless there's an emergency. One of the reasons I do that, and that's a part of Esther's check-in with herself, is because I have to make sure that my day goes in harmony, not in balance, y'all, in harmony. Right, in harmony, right? And I say not in balance because many times we're trying to balance so many things. And if you can balance one thing, then that means something else is out of balance, right? And then many times when we're speaking about balancing, we're looking at multitasking. And I don't know if you've ever read that book about multitasking, but if you think about it, multitasking is really a myth. What we have to focus on when we're thinking about our self-care, this is a part of your self-care, right? Is that do one thing at a time and complete that task. Now, I know many of us, including myself, y'all, including me, we pride ourselves. I can multitask. I can do all these different things at one time. And we're like, woohoo. But at the end of the day, what I have found is all of it isn't done the way I would like for it to be done. Something was lacking. And then I am exhausted and tired, and not just physically, but I'm also exhausted mentally. So, what I like to do is focus on one thing and complete that task. And if I need to stop that task, then I stop it to begin another task. But then I have my timelines, right, of when everything needs to be done. I'm finding that if I don't do that, then the day can become very stressful. And what I have to do many times is now say, no, not going to handle that right now. That will be tomorrow. All of this is so important to your well being, right? So my mornings is for me. My mornings is time for me to pray. It's time for me to meditate. It's time for me. I like to listen to praise and worship music. I had one of my employees, when I was speaking to her about spending time. What does she like to do? She said, I like to listen to rock music in the mornings. And I thought, okay, whatever works for you, that's going to bring you to a place where you're feeling good about who you are, and that you can face your day, right? Because you are in control of your inner being. Nobody can control that except for you. And so you're in control of your inner being. So I spend that time, right? In my prayer, in my meditation, listening to my worship music, and many times just thinking about some things, thinking some things through. I spend that time speaking with my spouse, right? I spend that time. And then, yes, sometimes I listen to the news, but I choose what I listen to and what I don't listen to. Why? Because everything affects what you do. Here's something else: do a body scan. In other words, when you think about a scanner that you may have in your office or your home, and a scanner will scan up and it will scan down, and do a body scan of your body. How do you feel in your body? Are there any aches and pains in your body? Is there anything that you need to just stretch out, just kind of stretch out in your body? And so you want to begin to look at that. That is all a part of checking in with yourself. It's all a part of your self-care. So those are some of the things that I do. However, over the past few weeks, there was also some of the things that I was lacking. I found that I wasn't checking in with my body every day as normal. And while I was having my devotion times, my times in prayer, meditation, they weren't as long as they normally were. It was like, boom, 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 I gotta get going, gotta get going. And so I have to be very intentional to make sure I'm taking that time to feed my soul, feed my minds, feed my spirit, feed my body, right? Making sure that I do that. And so I have to now, as I begin to look, it's like, okay, I've set my intentions. And when I set my intentions, right, I have a sign in my office that said, it says, live every day with intention. So live every day with intentions. What are your intentions? And part of your intention should be to do your self check. Do that body scan of your body. How are you feeling? Are there aches and pains in your bodies? And if there is, what is it that you need to do? Are you taking deep breaths, right? And so this is all a part of your check-in, which I lead to a part of your self-care, your daily self-care plan. Many times when we think about self-care, we think about, oh, I'm going to get my nails done, I'm doing all of these different things. And that's true. It includes all of that, but you also need to do some other things, right? Someone said, yes, I need to do self-check more often. Yeah, we all do. And so wouldn't it be great if you got out, and if you are, get out a pen and a piece of paper and write down some of the daily things that you can do for your self-care. What's your self-care plan? I developed a 30-day self-care plan and I had it published. I could send that to you if you're interested. It does come at a price, but it's not very expensive at all. But you can also write that yourself. What's your self-care plan? And so I'm just going to read out just a couple things to you. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you what is it that I still need to work on, right? So part of your self-care, part of your check-in is exercising. I need to bone that up, y'all. I, at one point in my life, was so consistent. Now I'm not very consistent at all. Deep breathing, that's a part of your check in. Are you deep breathing? I have on my watch that it will remind me to deep breathe. If you're sitting at your desk all the time working, or you're sitting at a table, every hour, get up and stretch, get up and move. That's a part of your check in. Right? Get up and move. Your meditation time, the time that's just put aside for you, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. What's that time for you just to connect with God, to connect with the one who is your source? right? Take that time, right? Take that time to step outside, to step in the grass and feel the earth and just, because that has so much value when it comes to putting your feet into the ground. It just connects you back to life. So those are some of the things you can do when it comes to your nutrition. Your self check-in would be, begin to plan on moving away from, if you're still on fried foods, move away from fried foods. Don't eat them as often. Go into bake and to broil, and really look at your diet. Drink a lot of water. It's half of your body weight. Begin to drink that. As a matter of fact, drinking water is one of the best way to begin a weight release journey, right? So that should also be a part of that check in. It alleviates stress. If you're looking at you're looking at your balance, take the word balance out of your mind and think about, how can I live my life in harmony? Right? How can I live my life in harmony? And so that's really what you want to do. You want to look at, how can you live your life in harmony? So guys, as you're coming in, Kim K, you guys go ahead and comment. Tell me what your thoughts are about what I'm saying. If there's other things that you're doing for your self check, for your check in with you, let's, go ahead and share it, because maybe that's something we can add for ourselves as well, right? And so, even in your productivity, how is your day going? Check in with the productivity of your day. I've got my task list. So, and then prioritize the task. What's the most important thing that you could be doing right now that no one else can do? Right. And if you find something that someone else can do, then I want to encourage you. I want to invite you to delegate that. Give it that for someone else to do it, so you can focus on the task that only you can do. There's some things that I know I have to do, but there's other things that I can delegate it. And when I delegate it, they help me get everything done. And it all just comes together so beautifully, right? So that's something that you want to do. One of the scriptures I absolutely love, y'all. And if you know me, you know that I love the scriptures. I love that's my foundation, and I'm not here to push any of mine on yours, but I'm just telling you what I do. And I'm going to encourage you to, hey, try it out, try it out, try it out. Kim K says, this is powerful. I just started a new job today, and this clip is helping me with my new schedule. Amen. Awesome, awesome. And congratulations on your new job. Congratulations, y'all. Give her some love and heart it up and congratulate her on her new job. So this is good stuff, to where in your new job, instead of balancing things in your life with the new job, you bring harmony over balance. When you bring things into harmony, you think about, let's think about orchestra, and when they're playing in harmony, and everything is just flowing, right? If something stops flowing, if you hear a wrong key, they're no longer in harmony. So you want to put your life into harmony. And that's basically what I work on. And I was about to tell you that one of the scriptures I love, I love a lot of them, is Colossians 3:17, where it just basically says, hey, whatever you do it as unto God, whether you do it in word or action, right? Word or deeds, whatever you do it as unto God. So when I think about even my self care, even my I check in, well, and I'm doing it as unto God. The words that I speak, every word is as unto God. The actions that I take is as unto God, right? So I want to make sure that everything is flowing and that I am in harmony. Kim said, I will be a counselor, so this will be key for me and my clients. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Definitely will be key. There's parts that you will be able to use even as you're talking to them. We live in a world that's so stressed out. And when we're under stress, many times our body isn't even aware that we're under stress. But when we can do a body scan, scan your body, begin from the top of your head and slowly scan your body. Close your eyes and just kind of scan it through and feel everything in your body. You will be able to feel, is there an ache or a pain? Is there something that's going on in my body that doesn't feel quite right? Right? You can do that as you're scanning. Take some deep breaths. and breathe out and just see what's going on in your body, and then scan it up, right? And so do that check in, begin to look and say, is my life today in harmony? Set the intentions, right? And then if you can, like me, set your schedule that before a certain time. For example, Kim, I don't know if you have that flexibility, but whenever you do, I'm not seeing any clients till 8 o'clock or till 9 o'clock. Why? Because from this time to this time, this is my time to check in with me. This is my time to check my emails, right? I check my emails in the morning and then I'll check them in the evening. And so really set your task out, set your schedule, and prioritize what's important. This is the most important thing for me to be doing today in my schedule, right? And you begin to prioritize it. So those are some of the ways that you can check in. We're building, if we're living our life by design, we're building holistically, right? We want to live our life in abundance in every area of our lives. And so we're talking about everything, right? Everything coming into harmony. We're talking about our movement, our communication. We're speaking of our well-being emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. How are we doing? For me, my spiritual life has sets the foundation. And if I could get my spiritual right and life in line, right? In that vertical line, then everything horizontally goes well. Right. And I know for many of you, that's it. We set our spiritual lives in line so everything horizontally can go well. And so when we're thinking about that piece, there's so much it encompasses, and we've got to detail it out and know exactly where it is. Why? So we can do a daily check-in. Right. Someone says, yes, checking that schedule out is crucial for me. If I don't, I will be all over the place. Yeah, that's it. I think it's Ashley that said that. Exactly. You'll be all over. You have to check in. I don't know about you, but sometimes like my mind is everywhere, like just all over the place. And so I've got to bring it in alignment, right? So I could be focused on the task that's at hand. And so adding also to your daily check-in daily, y'all, when you're at work, leave your work at work. For me, I work many times, I go into my office, but sometimes I work from home. And so I have to make sure that I leave things in my office, right? Or in either office. And I try not to bring work home. I say I try not to, right? Because sometimes it's a work in progress for me, right? It's a work in progress. But you want to spend work time at work and home time at home, family time at home, and being very present when you are there. This allows you to bring harmony and be present in both situations, right? Being very present. You also want to make sure that you get 7 to 9 hours sleep a day. Daily sleep. And I told you, I will tell you some of the things I'm working on. I'm still working on getting that 7 to 9 hours. Really, I've hit the 7 pretty good. But beyond that, I'm still working on that. I still work on this. I'm doing way better. I was speaking to a friend of mine who um, she is a hypnotherapist, and that's one of the things that she does, and she's excellent. And I remember when I was really struggling with going to bed at night, and I spoke to her, and I asked her, I said, can you do hypnosis on me? I read about it, checked it out. I really trusted her. And listen, y'all, hypnosis isn't anything where they're going to tell you bark like a dog. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with your brain and your brain waves, and what you're telling yourself, right? And so basically in a nutshell, right? And that's in a nutshell. I'm not giving you the whole scientific and all that kind of stuff. And she did it. And from that point, my sleep has gotten better, but then there were some action things I had to do. So for example, she said to me, make sure that you don't take your laptop to bed at night. So I've done, like when she asked me the other day, how are you doing with that? I'm so much better. I'm going to say I'm not at 100%, but I'm going to say I'm about 85 to 90% better. There was a point where I was always taking my laptop to bed. I was always working. I'd leave my office, whether it was my brick and mortar office or my home office, and still go into my bedroom, and I'm sitting there just just still working, right? I know I'm not the only one. So y'all don't leave me out here by myself. Say, Yana, you are not alone. Say, oh yeah, me too. Say, oh yeah, I still do that because I was doing that. I don't do it as much as I used to. So I'm getting better. Why? I'm aiming for that 100%. So in many of these things, when you're bringing harmony in your life, when you're doing your self checkup, there are things that you may not be there as yet, but you are working on it, right? And so that's it, you're becoming, you're getting there. And so there's some things I'm like boom boom boom, I'm on point. Oh yeah, I do that. Then there are other things I'm like, I'm working on that. And there's some things that I was doing great, and then I slacked off a little. Now I got to get back on that train, get back on the locomotive. And so I could keep moving, so I could keep doing. Why? So my life can be in harmony, right? In every area, right? So I do that check in. I do the financial check in. I do the emotional check in. I do the mental, emotional, social wellness. I do my body check in. All of that. I bring everything together and I do the check in. So tonight, as we close, this was just a check in for you. And hopefully, you are writing down on a piece of paper where um what is it that you need to do in your daily plan, in your daily check-in plan. What is it that you need to say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then begin to set your intentions. So again, I'm going to go over a couple things. You want to do a body scan. You want to set that side of time for meditation, to connect, with yourself, for prayer. You want to set that time. You want to then begin to look at your schedule. Listen, even the night before, I'll pull up my schedule. I'll look at my schedule, is all on my cell phone, and I'll pull it up to see what task I have for the next day. So you want to do some things like that. But this is what I really want you to do. Look at how you could bring harmony, not balance, harmony in your life. And begin to write that down. What are your intentions? And what are the things that you can say you could do on a daily basis, to where you're checking in with yourself? Do what works for you. Do what works for you. If you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, you're listening to the replay, put hashtag replay. If you're interested in my self-care book, just reach out, email. Ashley, I don't know if you could put the email address, support@fddwomen.com, if you're interested in that, and then we could get you the information to get that. But I just wanted to just come on just for a few minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate you sticking it out with me. There's so much more that we'll be bringing to the community. I do have some guest speakers lined up for our Monday night live, and all goes well. I'll see you again next Monday evening at the same time. Tonight was just a check-in. Hopefully next week when Sorry, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So hopefully next week when we talk, I don't know what happened, connection. When we talk, you can tell me how your check-in is going, right? You could tell me how your check-in is going. And so I will see you. Take care. God bless you. Have a great week on purpose. Make sure that you're getting all of your check-ins done with yourself. Take care. Bye.